My name is Ethan. I'm in 5th grade. I have 5 animals and 2 siblings. My dog's name is Eve, and my cats are named Mufasa, Pete, Celine, and Luna. I would like to be a video game designer when I grow up. My favorite sport is baseball, although I enjoyed being a soccer goalie. 3 reasons why I chose this topic are to find out what the inspiration behind Pokemon was. I also wanted to learn the inspiration behind each individual Pokemon. I lastly wanted to learn how to tell if a Pokemon card was fake. 2 key ideas or facts that I learned were that Satoshi's favorite Pokemon is Poliwag, only because he thought it was cute. And a big thing is that Pokemon was inspired by bug catching. One question that I still have is the inspiration behind each Pokemon. These are my survey results from the 14 people I surveyed. And here I learned how to tell if a Pokemon card was fake. If there's black ink in the middle, that means it's real, and you can also tell by the shade of blue on the back. And then there are types of cards called first editions and base sets that were made in 1995, and they have red HP instead of the normal black.
Hi, my name is Mohammed and I am 7 years old. I like to watch Grizzy and the Lemmings. I also like to play soccer. 3 reasons why I chose this topic. I wanted to know more about the habitat of snow leopards. I wanted to learn about what they eat, where they live, and how long they live. I wanted to learn more about snow leopard cubs. 2 key ideas or facts that I learned. Snow leopards eat marmots, ibex, and yak. Snow leopards live in China and many other countries. One question that I still have, are snow leopards repopulating? So here's where they live. All the shaded gray part, and here are some pictures. And as you see, they can have blue or like brownish eyes.
Hello, my name is Nick, and I am in the 5th grade, and I have a dog named Dottie. I play lacrosse for Ridley and Delco. I am in the 5th grade. I chose this project because I wanted to settle the arguments about who the GOAT of American football is, and I wanted to form my own opinion. 3 reasons why I chose this topic. 1. I wanted to learn who the GOAT of American football is. Number 2. I wanted to know if past GOATs are present than present GOATs. And number 3. I wanted to learn who is most known for being the GOAT. Number 2 key ideas or facts that I learned. Most people think that the GOAT is Brady versus Rice. The GOAT debate is Brady versus Rice, and I originally thought it would be Brady versus Manning. And the second key fact that I learned is that Peyton Manning has the most passing yards in a season, which was in 2013 with 5,477 yards. But Tom Brady has more yards overall. One question I still have is, how can we really say who the GOAT is when we are comparing players from different positions and different time periods with different difficulties and changing bias variabilities, like teammates and coaching staffs? And right here we have the pie chart from the 44 people that I surveyed, and majority said it was Tom Brady. And then I just have some minifigures and other displays.
My name is Jaden Elma, and I'm in 2nd grade. I am 7 years old. I'm good at drawing, and I like to watch anime. I'm involved in a coding class after school. I've learned about different genres of blocks in coding class. My teacher is in India, and we meet online. I have 2 sisters and 2 pets, which are an American bully and bearded dragon. I love to eat food from the Philippines. My favorite is called chicken adobo. One question that I still have is, what specific type of art is best for learning? 2 key facts that I have learned is are I learned that light colors and pastels can make an individual calm. Art can help people plan and execute critical thinking skills. 3 reasons why I chose this topic is because I really love art and I would love to learn more about it. Art calms me well, and I wonder if it affects other people's moods as well. I want to learn, last but not least, I want to learn more about how art can enhance or expand our thinking. This is The Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh.
Hi, my name is Jackson, and I did my Ask the Expert project on the topic of death. I am in 5th grade and from Grace Park Elementary School. The reason I chose this topic is because is quite difficult. I haven't been around too much death in my life, but when COVID-19 came in 2020 and had the whole world in a state of panic, I began to panic too. I had panic attacks about death and dying. What would happen to me what would happen to me if something happened to both my parents, both physically and emotionally. I had a lot of fears as to what would happen, questions I began to ask regularly. Then I started to ask to find the answers. My parents explained that I would be taken care of by an aunt, that I would still have my siblings and loving family around me to support me. But then my questions grew to what would happen to the body when someone died. I decided what better way to face my fear than to answer my questions with research. My questions are: what happened to the body before death? What happens to the body after death? And what happens to the body what happens to a body at the funeral home? Why are people known to be calm during their last hours? What are some natural causes of death? 3 reasons why I chose this topic are: death is one of my biggest fears. I am interested on how the cycle works, and death is something everybody goes through. 2 key ideas or facts that I learned are: people are very calm before death. People, after 1 to 3 days after death, your internal organs decompose. One question that I still have is, other than COVID-19, what do most people die to each year? The title is What Happens to the Body During Death, and I drew this picture myself. And post-death stages, the post-mortis death stages, are the stages of what happens before death. And death from natural causes are natural causes like diseases, heart disease, and cancer. And funeral home for the body is when a body goes to the funeral home and the embalming process of what they do to the body. The Grayson scale is about when people go through near-death experiences and survive. They go through a test called the Grayson scale, and that helps people understand what happens during death. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for listening to my project.
My name is Kai, and I'm in 1st grade, and I go to Grace Park. My Ask the Expert project is Ancient Egypt. 3 reasons why I chose this topic: because I really like learning about, I really wanted to learn about this topic because I thought it was interesting. Key ideas or facts that I learned. I learned that there was an underwater place in ancient Egypt. I learned that the Nile River flooded almost 1 time every month. one question that I still have. How ancient Egyptians made food? Over here is about the pyramids, and right here they talk about the pyramids of Giza, and the oldest pyramid of Giza that was built for King Khufu. And over here is just some of the mysteries of Egypt, and it shows you a map and some hieroglyphics and a picture of what they thought the Sphinx looked like when it was first built. And over here is the underwater city of Thonis Heracleon. The underwater city of Thonis Heracleon is one word. Thonis is the ancient Egyptian name for it, and Heracleon is the Greek name for it. And there's more things about Thonis Heracleon here. And some things about the Sphinx's nose gone missing since the 9th century. And no one knows for certain when the Sphinx's nose went missing.
My name is Ella, and I'm doing oil spills for my project. I'm in 2nd grade, and I go to Grace Park. 3 reasons why I chose this topic was because oil spills are very interesting to learn about. They are a very unique topic, and I want more people to know about them. Two key ideas or facts I learned were animals can be cleaned with Dawn soap, and oil spills harm the environment. So here this is a picture of the Deepwater Horizon oil spill blowing up, and this is a brown pelican covered in oil.
Hi, my name is Everly, and I'm in 2nd grade. I go to Grace Park Elementary School. The title of my project is Sharks. 3 reasons why I chose this topic are I already know some facts about sharks. Sharks are cool. I want to learn more about sharks. 2 key ideas or facts that I learned are bull sharks live in fresh water. Great white shark pups eat each other to get more food energy. One question that I still have is how many kinds of sharks attack humans? I'm 8 years old and have 3.5 siblings. I am the 3rd oldest. I'm in 2nd grade and love to read. I also love to draw, paint, color, and sketch. When I grow up, I'm going to be an artist. One of my questions was how many pups, shark babies, can a shark have at a time? Blue sharks have been known to give birth to more than 100 live pups at once. And a whale shark collected off Taiwan was reported to have a litter of 300. However, others have no more than 2.
Hi, my name is Jasper, and I'm in 3rd grade. So I did my project about puppies. So here are 6 questions that I had about puppies, and then the answers to them. So the first one was, what determines litter size in puppies? Well, normal puppy litter size tends to vary from 1 to 12 puppies. Larger dogs usually have larger litters, but that's not always the case. Some small dogs, like a Yorkie and Chihuahua, usually have around 2 to 5 puppies, and a big dog like a Labrador Retriever has around 5 to 10 puppies. My second question is, what do puppies eat? When first born, puppies live off milk from their mother. You should start weaning a puppy at 3 weeks old and continue weaning them until they're 7 or 8 weeks old. Puppies should always have water to drink along with food. Another one of my questions is, why do puppies bite? When playing, they often bite each other all over. Most puppies stop biting and mouthing so much by the time they are 8 to 10 months old. When teething, no teeth coming in, puppies also bite a lot. The fourth question is, why do puppies sleep so much? It is normal for puppies to sleep a lot, even up to 18 to 20 hours per day. Because they are growing so fast, they need a lot of rest. At about 16 weeks old, most breeds of dogs will begin to sleep through the night. Another one of my questions is, are puppies born with fur? Well, most puppies are born with fur and nails, but not teeth. It depends on the breed. The puppy will shed its first coat of fur during the first year of its life and replace it with its adult coat. And my last question is, how long does it take for puppies to be fully grown? Depending on breed, this takes from 6 months to 2 years. Puppies can start walking at around 3 weeks old. So I basically took a bunch of questions, like the ones that I didn't hear, like, what was it? There was, what do puppies eat? How long does it take a puppy to grow? Why do puppies bite? Why do puppies sleep so much? So, like, most of my questions on this are on there. My mom can help me with this, but we have to glue dog treats and my puppy's toy.
Hello, my name is Harrison Uello. I'm in grade 5 and I attend Grace Park Elementary School. The title of my project was Magic. A question that I still have is telekinesis magic? I picked magic because as my topic because I love books about fantasy and magic. One of my questions was, what are the 8 types of magic? And the 8 types of magic are abjuration, which is protective spells, conjuration, which is teleportation, divination, which is scrying, enchantment, which is controlling behavior, illusion, which is deceive senses, invocation, which is manipulate energy, and necromancy, which is manipulate death.
Hi, my name is Nathan Dean, and I'm in 5th grade and attend Grace Park Elementary School. The title of my project is Golden Retrievers. 3 reasons why I chose this topic are because I like this breed, dogs are my favorite pet, and I wanted to learn more about this breed. 2 key ideas or facts that I learned was that Goldens originate in Scotland, and there's more than 7 colors. One question that I still have is, what makes Goldens golden? I am 11 years old, and I love to play with friends, dogs, and help donate at shelters. Golden Retriever's lifespan is 10 to 12 years, and their attributes include being friendly, intelligent, reliable, kind, trustworthy, and confident.
Hi, I'm Ivan Savong. I'm in 5th grade. I'm from Eddystone Elementary School. When I grow up, I would like to be an engineer, scientist, or chemist. There's 3 things I learned from making this topic, and one is that black holes spin around 100,150 rotations per second. The other is that there's an analogy between a black hole and atoms, how their weight is measured. Yeah. In both cases, the mass is concentrated in a tiny region at the center, but the object is much bigger. The third thing I learned is that the radius of a nucleus is R equal A 1/3 times 1.7 times 10 to the negative 13th power centimeters, where A is the mass number of the nucleus. There's 2 reasons I chose this topic. One of the reasons is that black holes are very little is known about black holes, and hence they're so mysterious that I would like to learn more about them. One question I still have: how is it physically possible for these things to exist? The facts here there are 3 main categories of black holes. The value of gravity for most stellar black holes is around 1.2 newtons times 10 to the 44th power. The radius of a black hole is related to its mass by the simple formula of R equals 3m. A black hole is a region of space-time where the force of gravity is so strong that nothing can escape it. Even light can't escape it. The first black hole wasn't discovered until X-ray astronomy was used. That's basically it.
Hi, my name is Nicola Robinson. I'm in 5th grade and I go to Eddystone Elementary School. My project is about pollution. 3 reasons why I chose this topic, or 3 things I learned about this topic, is that there are lots of types of pollution, such as thermal pollution, radioactive contamination, and nutrient pollution. You can die from some pollutions that can give you infections, and there is more plastic in the ocean than fish. 2 reasons why I chose this topic is that pollution is killing the earth, and it's sad, and there is so much of it everywhere, even when we can't see it, like in the air. And one question I still have is, what can we really do to stop it everywhere? There's my thing. I have over here is air pollution can happen when you drive your car or use public transportation. It can also happen when factories let out a bunch of smoke. And thermal pollution happens because of sewage problems, and it can also happen because of natural causes. When nutrient pollution gets into water, it makes algae grow. And water pollution can happen all sorts of ways, but it mostly happens when plastic gets dumped into the ocean.
Hi, my name is Alexi Rivak. I am in 2nd grade. I go to Grace Park. My title of my project is Army Rangers. I think the Army Rangers are cool. I know a lot about the Army Rangers. I enjoy learning about the Army Rangers. You are taught to fire a rifle. There is a special group called the Night Stalkers. Why do you learn to fire a rifle in Medicamp? History of the Army Rangers. The Army Rangers started in 1675. The first Ranger Battalion was formed during World War II. Rangers led the way. D-Day motto. What does an Army Ranger do? The main job of an Army Ranger is to protect people and fight bad guys. What is an Army Ranger? An Army Ranger is a part of the Special Force in the Army. They protect the United States by going into territories and capturing terrorists and enemies. Missions. Army Rangers have 3 types of missions: Special Ops, Forcible Entry, Special reconnaissance. What training is needed to be an Army Ranger? Being a Ranger takes both physical and mental training. There are 3 phases in Army Ranger school. It takes 61 days to complete.
My name is Declan Bates. I am in 2nd grade. I go to Grace Park. The title of my project is Snakes. 3 reasons why I chose this topic. I couldn't think of anything else. Snakes are cool, and I want a snake for a pet. 2 key ideas or facts that I learned. Not all snakes are venomous. Venom isn't the only way to kill when you're a snake. One question that I still have: how do scientists make anti-venom? Here's my travel. What is the biggest snake? How long does it need to grow? The green anaconda is the biggest. The green anaconda from South America is the biggest snake. It is 26 to 30 feet long and weighs up to 550 pounds when they are 2 feet long when they are born and grow throughout their 10-year average lifespan. What is the smallest snake and how does it survive in its environment? How small is the smallest snake? The smallest snake is the Barbados thread snake. They are 3.94 inches on average when born. They are already half the size of their mother's size. They are found in Barbados, Barbuda, and Antigua. They survive by living under rocks and eating ant larvae and termites. How does the Jacobson's organ help the snake taste and smell? Snakes use their forked tongues to smell. A snake's tongue constantly flicks to pick up airborne particles and odors. Once it detects these aromas, the snake inserts its tongue into 2 holes on the top of its mouth, the Jacobson's organ, where its brain interprets the smell. What is the deadliest snake to humans, and what makes it so dangerous? The most dangerous snake to humans is the inland taipan snake. The inland taipan is found in Queensland and South Australia. One teeny drop of its venom can kill a victim. In fact, one bite could kill 100 humans. There are no reported human deaths from the inland taipan because it lives in such remote locations. Scientists know they are the most dangerous snake because they have studied the taipan venom.
Hello, my name is Alicia Zora Tia, and I go to Amosland Elementary. I'm 11 years old and live with my mother, brother, and 2 guinea pigs. My favorite part of gifted class is not making the projects, but going to special establishments to show them off. I like family events and riding my bike. 3 things I learned about this topic. I've learned that the Pessie canoe, a log boat, is the oldest boat discovered and dates back to 7,600 BC. I've also learned that wheels were invented around the same time horses were being domesticated in 4000 BC. And I've learned boats were one of the first forms of transportation. Reasons why I chose this topic. I chose this topic because I was interested in modes of transportation from the STEM project and the current event presentations on vehicles. I was also interested in evolution, so I combined the 2 interests into one IRP. There are many different subtopics to choose from: boats, horses, cars, steam engines, etc. So there's a lot of options. And one question I still have: why did we completely change different forms of transportation if they were better and more eco-friendly? All right. On my trifold, I've picked out different timelines out of my article. So you can see the different times of when different forms of transportation were modernized. As in, from 60,000 to 40,000 years ago, people who colonized Australia are said to be the first people to explore overseas. Thank you.
My name is Srinidhi Nataraj Gandhi. I am in the 4th grade of Amosland Elementary School. I have done my independent research project about biomes. I like to play and draw. I am loyal, kind, and I like to help others. My favorite dessert is ice cream. I like to learn about new things. When I grow up, I want to be an artist. I live with my mom and dad. I don't have any pets either. I like Gifted because I get to meet new people and explore new things. 3 things I learned about this topic. Biomes are collections of all living things in land or water. There are 5 main types of biomes: forest, desert, grassland, aquatic, and tundra. 2 reasons I wanted to learn about this. I did not know anything about biomes, and I thought it would be fun to learn about them. One question that I still have: how do biomes evolve and change? Some fun facts are: the Great Barrier Coral Reef spans about 1,400 miles. The length of the Nile River is 4,132 miles. The ancient Greeks named the Arctic after the constellation of the Great Bear, Arctos. The word tundra comes from a Finnish word that means land with no trees. Thank you.
I'm Madeline Erglovich and I'm in 4th grade in Amosland Elementary. My birthday is September 24th, 2012. I have a rabbit, a dog, and a parakeet. I play the flute, and I play softball and soccer. My favorite subject is ELA. 3 things I learned about this topic: Edison and Tesla were rivals. The first generator was actually small. The man who invented TV was only 21 years old. 2 reasons why I chose this topic. I wanted to know more about how electricity was harnessed. I wanted to make a really cool board about it. One question I still have: how many people have electricity? These are the important scientists who help discover electricity and invent things using electricity. This is how we get electricity to our homes. It starts here and goes to the transformer, the transmission lines, the substation, your home from the electric, and it goes through the electric meter. 940 million people in the world don't have electricity, and this is a timeline of inventions. Some of the inventions are telegraph, telephone, light bulb, electric heater, electric car, radio, vacuum cleaner, air conditioner, toaster, refrigerator, television, and programmable computer.
Hello, my name is Gavin Baden, and I'm going to tell you about myself. I live in Morton, PA, and attend Amosland Elementary School. I live with my mom and 3 brothers, Aiden, Evan, and Connor. I also have a yellow-tailed parakeet named Perry. I like playing sports such as football and baseball and hanging out with my friends. 3 things I learned about this topic: the Hanging Gardens of Babylon might not even exist at all. Many of these wonders were spots of worship for the old gods, and there are many different lists for different wonders of the world, and some people some don't deserve to be a wonder of the world. 2 reasons why I chose this topic. I chose this topic because I didn't know a lot about these structures, and it would be interesting to learn about them. I also chose this topic because there are many different places to learn and theorize about. One question I still have: what happened and where are the Hanging Gardens of Babylon? So I have like the Great Pyramids of Giza, and I have like all the timestamps. This one was the oldest of all these structures. This one was 2,584 BC to present, and this one's the mausoleum. It was built for all the old kings and queens and such, and it was 351 BC to 1494. This one's the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, and this was 600 BC to more than 1 AD, because we don't know when it was destroyed. This is the Temple of Artemis. It was spot for Artemis, like worship, and this was built at 550 BC and was destroyed at 262 AD. This is Colossus of Rhodes. It was a statue dedicated to Helios, the sun god, and it was built in 292 BC, and it lived until 654 AD. This is statue of Zeus. It was built in 435 BC and was destroyed in 450 AD, and it was obviously statue of Zeus. This is Pharaoh's lighthouse. It was a lighthouse just to detect ships and stuff, and it was built in 280 BC and destroyed in 140 AD.
Hi, my name is Claudia Deisler. I'm in 4th grade and I go to Edgewood Elementary. The title of my project is History of the U.S. Women's Soccer Team. 3 reasons why I chose this topic. Number 1, soccer is my favorite sport to play and watch. Number 2, every single person in my family has played soccer. Number 3, I was interested in learning more about how the women's team fought for equal pay. 2 key ideas or facts that I learned is that the U.S. women's soccer team started roughly 70 years after the U.S. men's team, and the women's team have won 4 World Cups in total. One question that I still have is, why did it take so long to establish a women's team? On my trifold, I have lots of players. This is Sophia Smith. She has become a regular for the World Cup team. This is Brandy Trestine. She has scored 30 goals and 26 assists at the 1999 World Cup. This is Kim Crabb. She was the first African-American player to be selected to the women's team. Up here is Megan Rapinoe. She made an incredible impression on her co-players and fans alike for her amazing passes and receives. This is Alex Morgan. She is a forward and one of the first players on the team to reach 100 international goals. And this is Brianna Scurry. She was the goalie for the 1999 and 2004 U.S. women's soccer team that won a gold medal at the Olympics. And finally, this is Mia Hamm. She won 2 Olympic gold medals, a silver gold medal, 2 FIFA World Cups, and 4 NCAA national championships with the University of North Carolina. Thank you.
Hi, my name is TJ Holzerman. I am 10 years old and I'm a 4th grader at Edgewood Elementary. And today, and my research project title is The History of Animation. 3 reasons why I chose this topic are: 1, I chose this topic because I like watching animation on YouTube and television. 2, because I enjoy creating animation. And 3, because I wondered how animation started. 2 key ideas or facts I learned are: 1, cave paintings were an early type of animation, and 2, the zoetrope, that thing over there, was an early model to the modern projectors of today. One question I still have is, what will animation be like in the future? How will it change, and what new styles will be created? Like I said, I am a 10-year-old 4th grade student at Edgewood Elementary. I enjoy Minecraft, Pokemon, and making animations using FlipaQuip. I created a character named Bob, which you'll see eventually back there. And I have created over 40 animations featuring Bob. Okay, now on to the trifold. Let me just pick up Gumby for a second. Okay. So on the trifold, here we have some Greek and Persian pottery. Here we have a zoetrope. The early cave paintings, Steamboat Willie, which was one of the first things to feature Mickey Mouse, actually the first thing, Bugs Bunny, an example of tweening, which is an animation style that is basically just selecting 2 keyframes and is popular on YouTube. And here we have the Muppets, which are an example of puppetry. And remember, animation can explain whatever man can conceive.
Hi, my name is Finn. I'm from Lakeview Elementary. I chose to do my project on cell phones because I really like technology. Some interesting things I learned are that Foxconn in China makes 500,000 iPhones per day, that's way too much. And let's see, what else do I want to say? There are some bad things about it, like cyberbullying. 15% of 13 to 18-year-olds have been cyberbullied. 10% by cell phone, and I remember this, 5% are cyberbullying. Earliest cell phones were car phones. More, let's see. What do I want to do? Newer models do not have antennas like older models did. It has made communication easier. Password, and it protects your info with a password. And one more thing, more portable early version was for calls only. Thank you for.
Hello, I'm Caleb O'Neill, and I'm in 5th grade at Lakeview Elementary. I did my project on Norse mythology. Do you think I chose this topic because I'm just very interested in it and I think it's really cool? Three things I learned about this topic are, one, they believed in a large tree called Yggdrasil that would connect to 9 different realms, and the mortals believed they were on a realm called Midgard. 2, Santa was inspired by old practices in Scandinavia surrounding Odin. And finally, the days of the weeks were each named after Norse gods, except for Saturday, which is named after a Roman god. Sunday was named after Sol, the Norse god of the sun. Monday was named after Mani, the god of the moon. Tuesday was after Tyr, or another name for Tyr is Tu. Wednesday is Odin. Another name for Odin is Woden. Thursday is Thor, for obvious reasons. Friday is Freya, the goddess of fertility. And Saturday, they didn't change it from the Romans, it's Saturn, the god of crops. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Joey Smith, and I'm in 5th grade at Lakeview Elementary School. I chose to do my project on ancient Greece because I like to learn about history, and I wanted to know more about the Greek gods and stuff about Greece. Some interesting things that I learned are that people made their houses mainly out of stone, sticks, and plywood. And their transportation was between 3 things: chariots, wagons, and carts. Another thing I learned is about the Trojan War. The Trojan War was between 2 cities of Greece, the city of Athens, which is the capital of Greece, and the city of Troy. The city of Athens tricked the city of Troy by sending them a horse filled with 30 warriors, and they settled it in as a victory prize. But 30 warriors came out at night, and they led the army in after opening the gate. The third thing that I learned is about the Greek gods. The Greek people worshipped only 12 major gods, but many more minor gods. There's so much 12 major gods. Well, not so much. Demigods. Demigods are offspring of mortals and a god. If you've heard of Achilles, he's a demigod. His dad was a son of Zeus. A question I still have is, why is the god's existence needed? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dominic Muldoon, and I go to Lakeview. I love history. I chose to do my project on the fall of the Soviet Union because I've always been interested in it. Here are some of the 3 interesting things I learned. During the 1960s and 70s, foods and goods shortages led to millions of Soviet citizens to die while Communist Party elites grew wealth and power, which led to younger people to deny communist views. Number 2. My Mikhail Gorbachev introduced two sets of policies he hoped it would make the USSR a more prosperous and productive nation. These policies were too slow to be effective that they actually ended up fast making this fall of the Soviet Union faster, sparking protests and independent movements. Number 3, the Singing Revolution was a revolution which led to the Baltic states to leave the Soviet Union by singing patriotic songs and holding hands from Estonia to Lithuania, which is about 430 miles, which is the length of 9 blue whales. One question I still have is what could the Soviet Union done to stop the fall? And thank you and bye.
Hi, my name's Ellie. I'm in 5th grade and I go to Lakeview Elementary. I did my project on flappers of the 1920s. Flappers made a big impact by doing things that men did to prove that they could do it too. They also wore bold makeup, cut their hair, and wore dresses that were knee-high, which were considered short back then, to express their freedom. Some people had different opinions on flappers. Some people thought that they were untraditional and didn't like the new way of life, and other people liked that they were standing up for the young and new generations. Flapper facts. Coco Chanel designed the flapper's iconic dress. Zelda Fitzgerald was the first American flapper. The flapper's dance is called the Charleston, and their haircut is called the bob. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
Hi, my name is Emily, and I am in 3rd grade, and I go to Lakeview Elementary School. I did my project on aviation. I decided to do my project on aviation because I thought it was a really cool topic, except because of how it's changed over the years. Some things I've learned about it is that it was in the air for 12 seconds and covered 120 feet. It took flight in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, because of the landscape was characterized by broad, open expanses of shifting sand and steady northeasterly prevailing winds. I also learned that instead of using propellers, we now use jet engines because jet engines are faster due to the way they generate thrust. They generate thrust by increasing the pressure inside the engine with a combustion reaction. We also shorten the wings so that we get less drag so we can go faster without having to use extra fuel. That's why we shorten the wings. Thank you for watching my presentation.
Hi, my name is Alice Weber, and I decided to do my presentation on money. The reason why I did my presentation on this topic is because I really enjoy money, and I love spending money, and money is very valuable to me. I'm in 3rd grade, and I go to Lakeview Elementary School. 3 interesting facts that I learned are, number 1, Bitcoin can hold over $21 million on one single Bitcoin. Number 2, before currency, people found other ways to trade goods and services. And number 3, the first batch of paper money was produced in 1690 by the Massachusetts Bay Colony to help fund hospital bills to ill or injured warriors in the King William's War. And that was my presentation on money.
Hi, my name is Jenny Grimaldi. I did my project on ballet. 3 things I learned were a lot of people had an influence on how ballet is today, but one of the most influential people is King Louis XIV. He is also known as the Sun King because he starred in many of the ballets that happened. Ballet was first introduced in operas where they were used to give people breaks from the drama. To make the ballets, people took stories from ancient Greece and turned them into dances. I've been doing ballet at Parkside Academy of Music and Dance for 3 years now, and I hope you learned just as much as I did. Thank you.
My name is Cam Walmsley. I live with my mom, dad, my dog Hazel, and my 2 brothers, Julian and Nathan. I live in Holmes and go to Amos Lane Elementary School. I'm 10 years old and I'm in 5th grade. My favorite part of each class is the STEM project and building things I never thought I could. 3 things I learned about this topic. I learned the basics of how to use circuitry. Second reason is I learned a simple idea of how circuits work. And my third thing I learned was I learned to do circuitry at home with paper clips and a battery. 2 reasons why I chose this topic. I got a circuitry set and it was really fun and interesting one to play with. My second reason. I knew nothing about circuitry and I really wanted to learn more since it fascinated me. One question I still have. What was Alessandro Volta doing when he discovered circuitry?
Good afternoon. Hi, I'm Cameron Walmsley with CAM 10 News. Breaking news, magnets out, circuitry in. Circuitry is trending all over the world. Circuitry is going to use one thing to power another, using electricity to pass through wires or metal. A lot of things rely on circuitry. Actually, all electronic devices rely on circuitry to power it. PCBs, or printed circuit boards, are made out of copper because it has superior electrical and thermal conductivity. The copper keeps the heat from hurting and damaging the PCB severely. And remember, kids, although circuitry can be fun, they are liable for fires and burns. We at CAM 10 News spoke to a local certified circuit professional named Jeremy Stevenson. Jeremy is going to demonstrate a simple example of circuitry. Thank you, Cameron. Hi, my name is Jeremy, and I'm going to be telling you the simple things of circuitry. Like, all you need here is a battery, a light, a switch to turn it on, a few connectors, and this. So first you put down the battery, and then you don't have to do it in this order, but I would put the switch right here, the light right here, connect it, and look. The reason why I have to connect it back is because it's basically moving around and it has to go back to the original power source, or else the circuit wouldn't work and it would be a broken circuit. And that's just a simple explanation, and there's many things you can do, but this is just an example. When you're using circuits, you won't always be using these circuits and you just snap them together. When you go on to higher levels, you'll be using full-on printed circuit boards and wires, metal, which are way more dangerous than this could ever be. Nothing excites me more than a good circuit. Thank you, Jeremy. That was a fantastic demonstration of circuitry. We at CAM 10 News have learned a lot today. Now, let's go on to see weather with Hazel. My name is Karen Walmsley. I'm 10 years old. I'm in 5th grade at Emsland Elementary. I live with my mom, dad, and my 2 older brothers, Nate and Julie. My topic is circuitry. I chose this topic because I got a set for Christmas and it was really, really fun to play with.
My name is Brady McGrath and I'm in 2nd grade. I live with my mom, dad, and sister. I have not made this project without my pup because he helped me learn a lot about the war. My favorite food is pizza, and my favorite part about gifted class is current events because I learn a lot of new things. 3 things I learned about this topic. The USA supported South Vietnam. The Vietnam War was between South and North Vietnam. The USA and South Vietnam lost the war. 2 reasons why I chose this topic. My pop-up Tom McGrath was in the Vietnam War. I did not know that much about the Vietnam War. One question that I still have. Why did North Vietnam want to keep communism? This is my trifold. Right up here is the draft system. They would turn a crank, and then one of those things would fall out,
and they would open it up. This was the draft code, what was inside, and if your birth date was called, that means that you had to go and fight in the Vietnam War. If you got wounded in the Vietnam War, you would earn a Purple Heart. The booby traps, these were systems that if someone went in, they would risk their lives by getting hit by like spikes in a pit, or they could get shot. Vietnam is located in South Asia.
I am here with my Pup Tom McGrath to talk about his experience in the Vietnam War. How long were you in Vietnam?
8 months.
What was your job in the Army?
I was a machine gunner on a track. But can I tell you a little story here about a job?
Sure.
When I got there was a captain. He was in charge of the troop. There was 5 of us, new recruits. And he took his glasses off. This is a most impactful thing that anybody ever said to me. Took his glasses off and he was cleaning his glasses. And he said to us, your job while being here in Vietnam is to kill Charlie. Charlie was a nickname for the North Vietnamese and the VC. They were from the South. Told me, gave me permission to kill. How about that? Nobody ever did that before. Not religion, not priests, not even a pope.
Were you scared?
Impact. Constantly. Yes. Different degrees. Nighttime, you went beyond scared. It was fear. Big time fear.
What did it feel like when you got wounded?
You know, I read that question. I didn't feel it. The impact of the rocket-propelled grenade blew me off my gun down inside the track. I was kind of unconscious for moments, if that moments. And when I came to, all I wanted to do was get back up and get back on my weapon, as they call it. And I felt blood going down my leg, because I got hit in the hip too. And I went, uh-oh. And I looked on my pant leg and I had 3 small holes there. I thought they were bullet holes. I said, forget the gun, you better get a medic. So no, you know, I really didn't, I think I was in shock. I didn't feel the pain at all. I felt sensations of it. But you know how much your toe hurts when you stub your toe?
Yeah.
You think if somebody shot you, you would feel it 100 times more. But I didn't, I don't know why. Shock, I was in shock. Yeah.
Tell me one thing you enjoyed and one thing you disliked.
Well, I was going to be smart on this and say I enjoyed leaving there, and I didn't like being there. But if I have an enjoyment moment, when I was in the hospital there was a beach there, and I enjoyed going to the beach. That was the only thing. And the company of some of the people too. I met some really good friends here, so I guess you could say it like that. But I really enjoyed leaving. Did, very much so.
Okay, that's it for
That's
the
it?
questions. Yeah.